Lilly, Sara, good to see you both. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. I like you immediately.
Oh, I really appreciate that. That means a lot. Thank you so much. Sara, good to see you again. We chatted about the other Zoe. I did want to kind of ask you from a directing perspective. We see it in the trailer for this with Doing It. My favorite thing about this film was the quick banter, the one lines, the quirkiness. I'm just curious, what was that like kind of seeing those in the script and then, you get there, you see it come to life, you're facilitating that. What was that like with the one-liners, especially in the classroom? Because those are my favorite kind of scenes.
Well, this movie is, it's a hard comedy, and we had some of the most exciting actors working in comedy right now, and some really exciting new up and coming young adult actors. So I think when it comes to comedy, it's casting, it's
Yeah.
directing, it's casting, and luckily we just had such funny comedians on this movie that have such a great ability to banter. Their comedic timing was incredible. And also we improvised a lot. And so some of the funniest lines some of them are improvised. So it was really thanks to our incredible comedic cast.
Absolutely. No, that's definitely my favorite thing. And Lily, I kind of wanted to add, if you can add to that. I mean, there's a lot of different scenes, those classroom scenes. Everyone's there, right? Like the whole class. Like I'm just wondering what that's like for you, because I feel like those could be chaotic, but a lot of fun as well.
No, those are some of my favorite scenes, to be honest. I really loved all the actors I worked with in those scenes, and I think it's really special because you see this like intergenerational comedic dynamic, which is what I'm also known for. When I started on YouTube, I had a lot of intergenerational comedy, and so I
Yes.
feel like I thrive. Usually, I was the younger one, and in this dynamic, I'm the older one in the classrooms, but that's okay. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and the kids were so talented, and all praise to Sara who like got us to this really beautiful rhythm.
And kind of my next kind of question, it's perfect like what you said that, Lily, because you come from a comedy background, but there's a lot happening with Unicorn Island. You're one of the writers on this, you produced this as well. It does it feel like one hat or is it many hats with Doing It specifically? Is there kind of a
Oh, it's
separation?
every hat that exists. I've
Absolutely. But
never worn
sometimes
so
it's
many
like,
hats.
especially the writing perspective. I mean, this is something that you've seen on the page. So then you're there acting, you see it come to life. But like, I'm sure the producing, it's its own different beast.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Love acting, like love writing. Could do without producing. I'm gonna keep it honest.
I'm a producer
Producing is
filmmaker as well. So yeah.
very challenging, but I have been involved in every part of this movie, down to like for the screening we're having tonight, I came up with the specialty cocktails that are being served. Like I am in it, baby. So I've worn all the hats, but I would have it no other way. This has been something I've worked on for 7 years. It is my brain baby, my passion project, and it's getting the attention it deserves.
Absolutely. Sarah, last time we spoke was for the other Zoe, this slice of life coming of age. These characters are kind of lost. Everyone, including also Lily's character, are in different stages of figuring everything out. And I'm wondering for you from a directing perspective, um, directing people that are going to play these lost characters, what's that like for you from the directing perspective? From an acting perspective, I've talked to them about playing these lost characters and they feel like sometimes it's fun, it's challenging, but like, what's that like for you? Because from the viewer perspective, these characters don't know they're lost. So I find that interesting. So I'm wondering if you can comment on that from a director perspective.
Well, yeah, I mean, in all coming of age comedies, typically the main character, starts off misguided at the beginning and goes on this journey to find out, to really kind of fall into place, and they have to, fall on their ass, and they have to like make
Mhm.
mistakes, and so it's really it really kind of depends on each character. I think in this case, Maya is very misguided at the beginning. She's really searching, and she's very bold, and she's driven. And I think the journey as a substitute teacher kind of eventually teaches her where she has to be, both as a professional, because she ends up inventing the app that she was meant to app. At the beginning, it's like the wrong product, and by the end, she kind of figures out her honest mission, and she comes of age in terms of like self-love. And I think that's something that, at the beginning, it's unclear to her. So, I think that's why coming of age stories are so universal, because I think everybody can relate to like feeling lost at the beginning of their, especially in adulthood, early adulthood, and then going on this journey and kind of figuring out who they're meant to be, or at least get them on the right track of where they're going.
Well, that's a perfect kind of segue to my next question for Lilly. And I'm curious what your answer is, Lilly, because you were also one of the writers on this, and maybe the other writers would have different answers about this. But there's always been kind of like important, serious undertones with comedy, right? Some of my favorite kind of sitcoms growing up, you know, like Boy Meets World, and Full House, they had some really serious undertones and topics. A film like this, right, where, you know, it does have that kind of slapstick, quirky humor. There's a lot of important things happening. There's a lot of deep things happening. I felt that when I was watching that down the middle. Was that kind of the plan with your other writers, to have this thing that was down the middle, had a lot of heart, was very important, but also very funny and slapstick? And credit to you all, because that's very hard to do. You did a great job there.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think, you know, my production company, Unicorn Island, our entire mandate is how do we tell entertaining stories that are entertainment first, but have some sort of message. And that is just my motto, because I feel like there's a lot of things that exist in the world. There's a lot of noise already in the world. And my thing is, I don't want to add more noise. I want to make things that make people think or change the way they think about themselves or other people or culture or whatnot. And so, yes, it is a raunchy comedy that is hopefully laugh out loud funny, that has some like jaw-dropping moments, but the goal being, you watch it and you're like, how do I think about my sexuality? How do I think about sex? Like, did I have to talk? Maybe I should talk to my kids or parents. Like, I wanted to prompt and normalize this conversation, and that is at the heart of this film.
And Sara, all these characters, like people are gonna watch these slice of life movies, these coming of age films about, you know, high school, and be like, that reminds me of me, or like that reminds me of my friend, like with the characters. Did you think about that at all throughout the directing of this? Like talking to your actors about the kind of like making it kind of as kind of like realistic or hitting home as much as possible? Because I think about that too sometimes, especially when with those like kind of high school coming of age films.
For sure. I think in any film I make, I always see myself reflected in all of the characters. And in this one, especially Maya, you know, I think she's someone I totally related to, in the sense that, like, I think she starts her journey, you know, thinking, you know, this is what she's meant to do, and kind of, you know, controlling and not wanting to go on like a windy path. And she goes on it reluctantly, because I think everybody has that instinct to try to like control it, but when you finally like kind of let go and trust in your own journey, I think you finally fall into place, and I could definitely relate to that.
Absolutely. And I can't wait for people to check out Doing It. I'm so happy for everyone involved. Congratulations, Lilly and Sara, with the film. I really enjoyed it. Good to see you. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for your enthusiasm, buddy. We appreciate your support.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.